All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Bison, aka Bison Trades, over on Twitter, and welcome back to another episode of RareFUD Radio. Today's episode is going to be kind of a little dull. Not a whole lot has happened in the market. Kind of figured it wouldn't be an exciting day of NFTs. Magic Eden introducing those fees, and it just seemed like we slowed some of the momentum we had in NFTs. It also feels like the price hike we've seen in some of the underlying assets, Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, have also slowed NFT interest because when you have volatility in the underlying asset, you tend to see NFTs just kind of fall by the wayside for a little bit. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about um, Remnants release their Git book, which I'm very excited to announce. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, we'll be talking a little bit about that. We'll be talking about some other stuff as well. But joining me as always is my wonderful co-host Dorian. Let's get him up on stage. Dor, how you doing today, my man?
Yo, what's going on, dog? Every day's a holiday. Feels more like President's Day because your boys' bags aren't pumping. They're just kind of there. Things aren't really going much on the NFT, so it's a good day, though.
Yeah. I mean, it is. We are kind of always waiting for this day, anyways. CPI numbers came out. NFTs feel stagnant right now. Bonks came out, and we'll talk about that and our wonderful miss over there. Then we also have Degen Taxi got released. Dude, that thing pumped to 62, and those whitelist tokens were like 20 to 30 SOL. Very interesting. I completely missed. I had no idea what they were until I saw them on the NFT charts. And then I looked at it. It sounds like a low supply gambling play. So we'll be talking about that meta. Then, of course, I got to shill Remnants because we did just come out with our Git book. And I got to say, look, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Remnants just feels like the most complete game on Solana. Maybe outside of Star Atlas. I know Star Atlas has some really cool things planned out, and they have a ton of runway. They did get wiped out big time on the runway when it comes to the FTX debacle. But I trust those guys. Star Atlas does seem like a cool play. Outside of that, I can wholeheartedly say we are top dog there, and the Git book kind of solidifies that. So with all of that being said, let's jump into the market door. Let's look over at TXO for market stats. And if we're looking at it, doesn't look too great. We're at 304K volume, which is better than I expected. Magic Eden sitting at 222K. Coral Cube sitting at 40K. Again, I'm not sure where they get these numbers from. Hades Swap at 33K, now coming in at 11% of total market share. I think that's going to keep creeping up, so make sure you are paying attention to that. Exchange Art having a nice little day, 2,600 Solana volume. And yeah, some other things as well. So I want to kick it over to you, Dor. How are you feeling about the market right now? Where's your head at?
Yeah, man. I feel like we're on that downward slope side of the recent bull run we just had. Things are kind of stabling out. We're probably going to see pullbacks on floor prices here in the near future. Even though we're at 300K volume, it doesn't really feel like it. There's probably like wash trading going on still. Even so, it's like when even when volume is going to be at like 200K, that's kind of like the new bottom. It's no royalties, but I mean, seeing that Magic Eden has re-implemented them, I think we'll continue to see Hate Swap pick up more of the market share. But yeah, man, right now it's just like I'm chilling. Nothing's going on too much. I'm sure we'll get into the gambling meta because I think that's going to be kicking off soon. If not, because this market is very cyclical. So when during any bear market, at the beginning of the bear market, we always see the gambling meta pumps. It's not a surprise. But yeah, so we can get into it, man. How about you? How are you feeling about the market?
Yeah, I'm not buying NFTs right now. I'm not. I don't think there's any reason to buy NFTs. If you are, you're basically gambling on the gambling meta. Or you have enough liquidity. ABC is back at all-time highs. And I just think that's one you got to watch. I mean, if marketplaces are reintroducing marketplace fees, then Hades Swap is going to be the way forward. I don't know what the deal is with the Hades token, but if that comes out, I mean, look, I think Hades Swap is going to be a lethal competitor to Magic Eden's throne, and I think we need to take a look at it. So other than that, ovals are another interesting play to me, just because, another AMM have seen a nice rise in Solana volume, sitting at number 7 on the 24-hour charts. Pilots kind of rebounding as well. There's a few interesting plays, but nothing I'm like, the market hasn't really shown me what it wants to do in the NFT market. I'm having more fun lately trading the actual coins itself, the actual tokens. So Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. We do have on-chain ways to trade with leverage. If you guys are listening, not financial advice, trading with leverage is risky, but you can do it with Drift
It's fun.
Protocol. It is fun. And
it's a lot of fun.
The nice thing about Drift too is that like I can show it pretty consciously because it's not over leveraged. Like a lot of people when they jump into leverage, they're like 100x max leverage. I'm gonna send, man, if I only send 1 SOL, I'm basically getting 100 SOL purchasing power. And like if it moves to the upside, I make huge gains. Just be careful. Degen's gonna degen, but it has been a lot more fun over on the trading side. So yeah, Dor. Right now I'm just kind of stagnant, which is not fun, man. I've been having fun in the NFT market since Christmas time ish, especially with Bonk, and Bonk just nuked. We'll talk about that as well. I luckily got out literally an hour before it just absolutely tanked.
Dude, you saved me because like I wasn't even paying attention to the charts, and then I saw you get out. I'm like, whoa, this thing must be nuking if Bison just went out. So I'm like, oh man, that's looking bad. So I'm like, I sold, but at a 12, 14 SOL loss. But I'm like, you know what? Because I had 100 SOL in there, so I'm like, you know what? I'll take a 14 SOL loss. Better than holding this all the way to the bottom of wherever it's going to stop. So I'm glad I got back out, but I got back in at the bottom of that dip. So I'm still chilling. Like I didn't get fully back in, kind of like DCAing in, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm I'll go ahead. I think today's going to be a share charts type of day for me because again, NFTs have been boring. So let me go ahead and whip up my screen real quick. Just show you a little bit what I'm looking at. So I did make a post on Twitter talking about, and I used to use this all the time back in the day. I mean, all the time is divergences. Specifically RSI. I felt like RSI was always a good way of measuring divergences, but just looking back at Bonk, and with Bonk, you can't really use, like I usually like using a 4-hour or a daily chart. 4 hours tend to be really good, and then I'll back into it, see if some lower time frames happen to occur. But these divergences, man, have just absolutely printed. If you're looking at what's happened over pretty much since Bonk's life cycle, and you can see it more on this lower time frame as well. Welcome, Joe. How are you doing, friend?
What's up, Joe?
Yep. Get those coughs out, sir.
I'm so sorry. Sorry, guys. My power's out.
Oh,
Southern
good.
Jersey. We just had like our nuclear power plant had like a mission wave or something on generators. So yeah, we're taking a walk with the pup. We got some fish. So yeah, love you guys.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, I'm about to say you are lagging big time, Joe. I'm gonna go ahead and take you off real quick, just so we don't have any delays right there. But yeah, welcome, Joe. It's always a day in the life of Joe. He has nuclear power plants blowing up and
saving rare birds.
I know. This man literally has the most wildlife on just like a daily occurrence. But yeah, going back to trading divergences, just so you can kind of see on a bigger highlight, you do have some bullish ones over here as well, like this one right here printed. That was pretty much a low. But I just focus on what you can actually see on a chart, and you can see these divergences pretty much print every single time. We actually just had one print. I talked about it this morning, basically said if this is a swing high, then we're going to see lower, probably about 96 to 89, and it's playing out perfectly. Sometimes you just have to look and back test and see what kind of trading styles are working for you. When I started seeing this line being invalidated, which was a major support for us, I got out of Bonk almost immediately. So, if you are trading, make sure you have your trading styles, make sure you're back testing strategies. And for me, divergences used to be one that like I got on all the time, and I don't know why I ever got away. They seem to be doing very well. We also see nice little print of Bitcoin, like holy cow. Let's see a cleaner chart. This is massive. This was like an 8% God candle, which we never see on Bitcoin these days. And man, it was beautiful. So I don't know. I'm bullish. I mean, CPI numbers came out today. Dor, do we know what CPI is? Do you know what CPI is yet?
Is it like consumer price index or something?
There you go. Hey,
Yo,
Dor's,
yes, your boys are hanging out. I'm learned.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So CPI numbers came out today and they met expectation. It is our lowest inflation numbers since October of 21. So I mean, like that's good. I mean, it certainly has tapered what we're seeing in the market as far as inflation goes. I don't think Feds are going to raise rates as frequently as they have. So we'll continue to see those numbers hopefully trend lower, which means that bull market is back on. I'm going to hold my breath though. But when you see a candle like this from Bitcoin, goodness gracious, man. If you guys caught that, that was GG. I've longed the wrong asset. I long Sol, which did a little bit of numbers, but not nearly what Bitcoin did. That was insane. So congrats if you guys caught it. But that's good sign for the market, man. I'm telling you right now.
Oh yeah, dog.
Gripping, we're probably gonna see some delayed movements in other assets. We already start seeing ETH do its little run up as well, have some nice candles. But yeah.
Can we send it Sol back to 30? Please. Quick 2x on my portfolio.
I know, bro. I'm sitting there just wondering when $30 Sol is coming, because at this point it feels like an inevitability, which kind of scares me, because if I'm just cycling through charts, and I'll go back to the daily. Once we clear that kind of $18 mark, I mean, it's pretty much clear skies back up to like that mid 20s, low 20s area. So we'll see. Joe, are you back at a computer yet? How you doing, sir?
I am not back at a computer. Probably just lagging very badly.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna take Joe off the stage again. Joe, I love you tons, brother. I hope your power gets restored back at your house. You're not missing much of a show today. We're not going to be talking about too many things. There is still stuff to cover, though. This is Solana NFTs. We're always covering stuff. So, Dor, let's talk about some stuff. Where do we want to start? Because there's a few things. Let's talk about bonks. I'm just going to go ahead and rip it off like a Band-Aid. I was wrong. We were wrong, I guess, but definitely I was leading the charge.
Live on stream as well.
I know, live on stream, literally 30 minutes after. I wish you guys could have seen my face. We were just sitting there talking about everything, and I was just despondent. I could not believe that these things actually ran up as hard as they did, especially without reveal or anything like that. Like, I don't think I think they did a really good job of just teasing enough information, saying we got collabs with all these artists, but I don't think a lot of people realize that those artists are probably just doing a one-on-one, and your chances of getting a one-on-one from one of those artists is like 20 out of 15,000. So your chances are like itty bitty. So I think, if you got in at like at mint at 2-3 Sol, anything like that, you made a bag. I think there's better plays out there. At one point, the bonks market cap actually flipped gods, so Sol gods market cap, which if that isn't a sell signal, I don't know what is. But yeah, I mean, like, that's ridiculous. Kudos to them for gaining so much market attention and really capitalizing on the hype. If you made the play, great. I missed it. I'm gonna miss some. It is okay, guys. You are not going to hit 100% of the time. But I was happy to sit on the sidelines. I didn't worry about it. I'm happy for the people that made money off of it. I'm turning my attention elsewhere and preserving capital right now.
Yeah, I agree with you, dog. We faded Bonk Z live on stream. I was like, oh, it dropped down below min. It's at 1.8. And then 15 minutes later, it ripped up to like 15. So it's all fine with me missing these pumps, especially if I'm like not paying attention to it, or I'm not don't have high conviction in it. Because if what really wrecks you in this space is aping when you're don't have conviction, because you don't have an extra strategy, you're just hoping it pumps. So it'll have that slight dip, and then you'll automatically paper, and it'll rip again. So it's like not having conviction really leads you down a strategy of consistently losing money. So I'd rather miss one than try to catch every pump. And it's fine. You're not going to catch everything, and this is just wasn't one on my radar, and I will live with that.
Yeah. I mean, it was on my radar. I just did not know it was going to go up to 25 Sol. That seems absurd to me. I don't know. It sounded counter meta to me for the most part, because we see these gambling plays and AMMs and utility plays absolutely running. That PFP picture. I guess it's running off the bonk hype, and you're also having the collab hype as well. So I think that's really the one thing that really drove bonks to the heights it did. But I don't see it sustaining. I think these things will have a nice little post reveal dump, because that pretty much always happens across the board. Even Claynosaurs, where the floors look so good, we did see a little post reveal dump, and then they went back up to normal prices. I think if you wanted to play bonks, you can probably wait for that shakeout to happen and then wait for it there. If you did sell, 20 plus, congratulations. I see Vajras in the chat saying he sold for 20 sold. That is awesome. I love to see it. And then cycled into Motley Labs pre-sale, which is very funny, because Adore just messaged me about it saying we should talk about this, which is true, because I do have whitelist, full disclaimer. I think I got it from Hyperspace. Maybe one of the Discords definitely listed it, but I do have whitelist for it. And I think they could not. I love when mints time their mint or their hype cycle so well, because with marketplace fees coming back into Magic Eden, with everybody just tired of Magic Eden shenanigans, it does feel like we are in a place where we want another marketplace. Hyperspace hasn't really gained a lot of traction. We can see it from the numbers. It's just not. It's not really there. This Holy Grails website has more volume than it. AMM seem to be leading the way in terms of actual competitors, but then we can have something like Motley Labs. Dor, I want to kick it over to you. Yeah. What do you think about Motley Labs? I think this is the perfect time to be getting some marketplace competition.
I agree, man. Yeah, I agree. Like with Magic Eden re-implementing marketplace royalties, people are already beginning to look for a new marketplace. We see this with Hate Swap and other AMM/marketplaces gaining a larger market share. So with Motley Labs releasing their decentralized marketplace called Night Market, I think is going to catch a lot of people's attention. The way they're going to do this is through they're going to distribute their token through an airdrop to some people. Details aren't out yet on how they're going to distribute the airdrop, but you'll be able to stake their NFTs as well to gain Sauce, which is their governance token for the marketplace. So yeah, man, I'm interested to learn more about it and see what they can do, because if they are able to launch successfully, and a lot of this stuff, as you just said, comes down to market timing. It's like they couldn't predict this, but now it's the best time to capitalize on it. So I'm definitely excited to see what happens. And also a side note, their part of their pre-sale is in Bonk, so that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it is nice to see the community rallying behind Bonk, which was a free airdrop to a lot of people. I've seen a lot of salt on Twitter lately, especially with this drawdown. People like, oh, what happened to your generational wealth? You are still making fun of it while it is, I don't know, like 45x up from its lows. Like if you bought the low, which we were telling you to on RareFUD, which we told you to in Cyber Samurai, not financial advice now, but you made really good gains. That was probably my best trading week was with Bonk. So,
even if you bag held, you're still up massively. So it's like it continues to go with these people with these weird flexes of like, oh, Bonk's down. Yeah, but the large majority of people got an airdrop. So if you just did nothing, you're still up significantly. Like, why are you flexing over there?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And again, it was free for a lot of people. A lot of people are finally claiming victory after they said that Bonk is going to go to zero about 20 times on the way up. And while they just had to watch it go from, 2 sat cents to over 400. So you're missed out on a 200x. Like, you missed me with that stuff. I don't know. I don't care. I love Bonk. Eventually it will find its bottom, y'all. I do believe that. And right now I'm just not going to play any knife catching games. I will wait for it to have some sort of confirmation of bottom, and then I'll look back at it. But right now, does not look great. Doesn't look good even. And we'll wait for it to find its lows and pivot off that. So in the meantime, I do think you're right, Dor. I do think the Motley Labs pre-sale, if you guys can get in, this night market seems incredibly interesting to me, and it is the one mint on my radar for the next. I don't even know. Besides Bodagos, so Bodega Buddies, formerly Bodega Buddies. But yeah, it's Bodagos by Easy Eats and Co. I think that'll cook as well. So those are really the only 2 mints on my radar. If you guys have any more, feel free to message me on Twitter. Let me know I'm dumb. I have not been in the minting game for a while, so obviously
Yeah.
miss honks, so I don't know everything, and yeah, about it.
Yeah. One of the best things I love about having SMB is the amount of whitelist that you get in there. It's like insane, man. It's pretty good. But I'm terrible at minting and keeping track of all the whitelists. I missed Nitro. I think that was today. That was like a free mint. Those are already at like 0.44. I had like a couple of those. Dude, it's just like I'm so bad at like tracking all the mints, even if I have whitelist. I'm just like, but I usually take the method of enter everything. And I don't care about missing the ones because it's like if the mint is hype enough, I'll hear about it anyway and then realize I got a whitelist for it. So I'm also looking forward to Toonies. That's one I am looking forward to because of No Legs. He's a one-of-one artist. He's also a fella holder as well. So I'm looking at that project just to support him. But oh yeah, I did enter a Chat Society auction to support JSEP. So hopefully I win that one. That's one thing I'm doing.
Yeah, I think that auction may have ended, bro. So if you didn't get it, then I'm.
Oh, I put 25 on it, dog. So
yeah, dude, they went up to 50 last time I checked. So
man, I don't think I got it. I wasn't paying attention. I forgot. I was busy this morning.
yeah, you got pinged in the dojo by Jay Shep saying yeah, you got outbid. But anyways, yeah, no, those things have ran, dude. I always believe in Jay Shep. Jay Shep is one of the most connected people in Web3, and somehow, I mean, just absolutely cooked with this Chad society. So yeah, boutique kind of 101s have been really well lately. We've seen it with Toughies, Hotheads. There was these boos that it seems to be like pixel art too. It seems to almost always be pixel art 101s that yeah, man, they've done so well. So, speaking of 101s, Scum did drop. Oh my goodness, they're already at 500. His next round of slimes, Temper and Junior,
Jesus, man.
and they're so good, and I don't blame them whatsoever. But God bless, they're just so expensive, dude. I just want a Scum piece, and everybody has this bonk money now. / the 101 space is cooking. So yeah, I definitely think I want to keep my eyes on it. Let's talk some other stuff though, Dor. We do have some other stuff to cover on today's show. Sorry, I was looking at Joe's message. So we did have CPI numbers came out. Crypto responded well. NFTs are stagnant right now. We are not seeing a whole lot of growth. We already talked about it. We're on the sideline with them. Let's talk a little bit about the meta we're seeing right now, which is this low supply gambling meta. And I always think gambling will be not so much a meta, but a play in the background. It's just how strong it comes on. And I think right now we're seeing it in full force. And I think another catalyst for it, and why we're seeing this huge explosion up, is that especially with marketplace fees coming back, like this is, would you rather give it to Magic Eden or the House Edge, right? And would you rather have immediate 2x versus lose everything? Well, some people want money quick and they're degens, and this is how it works. And we see this always in cycles. When volume starts to slow, we start seeing gambling plays come back, and we've seen it with dual bots. Immortals came through.
Poker Face.
Last
cycle.
Poker Face was the big one last cycle. We now have Degen Taxi, and I think if you are going to play these gambling plays, y'all, dual bot seems like honestly the most viable one, but they've already ran up to 200. So if you can afford one, great. If not, just watch from the sidelines. I do think they have some, at least with this gambling, the gambling games they have over there, they at least look fun. You can see the narrative around it. Like, yeah, this is more interactive. You can duel other people. They got some other games coming. I know some of the people on the team. I didn't know Fast Eddie was on the team, but
yes.
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah,
if I would have known that, I would have picked one up.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting there like, Eddie, why didn't you tell me you were on the team? I would have picked one up at 20, bro. Like,
yes, easy clap.
I know. Well, anyways, he is. So I at least see some viability there, but they've already run up way past my comfort zone. I don't like buying expensive things. SMB was the thing I bought most recently, and The only reason I did was, one, I love Monkey DAO. Nam just got nominated as
Hey.
CEO. He's now elected in as CEO. We do have 4 elected officials, and then 4 voted in executives as well. So Monkey DAO seems to be making strides forward. I do think that they break the chains in 2023 and just really take hold of SMB. But yeah, I don't like buying expensive things. Immortals, if you looked at that game, it is awful. It is not fun to play.
Yes, dude.
It looks so bad.
It's terrible. Not fading Immortals. Look, anything that pumps to you guys, good on you. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Maybe you need some UI improvements on your game because it ain't fun. I was looking at purchasing Sweeping Immortals when they were 11 soul, but I went in there. I tried to play this game, and I'm like, this is boring, not interactive. Like, I'm not buying this. And then it pumped, of course. But yeah, man, it's just not fun. Like, even Degen coin flip, watching the coin go bloop, or soul crash, at least you can see some type of like activity going on to keep interest. Like, I played Immortals and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks so bad. I'll try to go to that. But then this one, Degen Taxi, again, I will go ahead and share my screen just so you guys can see how kind of sketchy this is to me. If I hit play now, I get directed to a page. Oh, wait, earlier it said it was blacklisted. Like it was potentially a scam. And I was like, what on earth is this? How did this run to 62 at its height? It was 62
Damn.
still. It's not even loading right now. That could also be a byproduct of Brave browser. I don't know what it is. Brave, you need to get on your stuff. Metaverses, anything like that, were just awful to interact with or anything. I don't know what it is about their browser, but in-game stuff, like if I ever went into Portals, I had a solid 1 FPS. 1 FPS when I went into Portals. It was awful. So we can go to Immortals too and just see. No, I don't want to go to the Twitter. Let's go to the Solana Shuffle is what it's called. Hot rooms today. You have an infinite room. Basically what you do, if you guys are watching this, is you input an amount. You have until the countdown runs out, and then you, like, everybody can join in. So people can join in. Like, let's say you put in 5 soul. Well, somebody could put in 10 soul, and basically it splits it up in a pie chart. So how much you actually have is actually going to be the chance that you win the full jackpot. And as many people can jump in as you want. So if you are going to jump in, make sure you're doing it at the end of the cycle so you can kind of see a little bit more information. But that's it. That's the whole game. It literally looks like something I built in my intro level CS class. There's not a whole lot there. And that's the thing, is I faded it because I was like, I don't think this is a good game. I don't think this is a good game at all. It doesn't matter though. People love narratives, and if they're going with the gambling play or anything like that, I faded Immortals at 6 soul. They ran up to 30 plus. So, you just sometimes you have to get rid of your biases. And I think this is the one thing I struggle with the most in this space, is fading a play that I know the public will be on, because I personally think it is a stupid play. I saw it with Bonks, saw it with Immortals, and it's another example of getting rid of your bias.
Yeah, dude, that's easier said than done, man. And honestly, it's like, as much as we say it's like, oh, get rid of the bias, get rid of the bias. Honestly, your bias kind of protects you. Like, this space is already risky enough, and it just goes to the thing. It's like, you could make money on these plays, but your bias gets in the way, but maybe that's a good thing to prevent you from taking L's, because if it doesn't play out, you already don't have conviction in it, and then you'll be kicking yourself in the butt if it goes sideways. So, like, sometimes it's not bad to have that bias and just focus on your plays that you're really 100% convicted in. Like, I just go heavy into those. So while I do miss out, like, I recognize the bonk narrative wave, and I'm like, I had conviction in that because it was clear as day. Even with the gambling meta, it's like, I have conviction in those, but it's like, why would I get Immortals over something like Degen Fat Cats? Like, it's hard for me to, like, sure, the pump is there, but I don't care about a quick 2x pump or 3x or 4x. I'm like, what happens if, like, I allocate over 100 soul in this project and it goes sideways? Can I sleep at night knowing this game is trash and I got 100 soul in it? No, I cannot.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, and I think that's just one of the like I don't like holding open positions. I don't have 100% conviction
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
while I sleep. I don't sleep well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know anybody that does,
No.
honestly.
Exactly, dude. I'm right there with you. And I'm like, if I have to think about my bags, then I need to get out of that position. Like, I don't need to be stressing out about my bags. I got over 300 sold into Cleanosaurs right now. You think I'm worried about Cleanosaurs? No, don't even think about it. Don't. It can drop to 30 tomorrow. You think I'm complaining? Nope, just chilling. So it's like, unless you have that much conviction where you're not checking the charts constantly, you probably don't need to be in that position. And that's why I don't take a lot of positions in these other questionable plays.
Yeah, yeah, I'm right there with you. I think the only reason I would take that position is if I knew I was early, I knew the social sentiment was there, and I was able to rid my bias. But that last part, that last position where it's that last criteria where you have to rid your bias, it's just so hard. And so I have no interest in immortals at these levels. They're going to pump to 60. I guarantee you.
Of
You know,
course, of course.
if dual bots is over 200 now, they'll run to 60 because nothing makes sense. Dual bots, again, at least I know the UI UX looks sick. I know they have the right people on it. Jersey was playing it on his live stream the other day. Shout out to one of the other content creators in Solana, as well as Sugar too. Sugarnarium, I don't even know how you pronounce his name, but Sugar on Twitter was big on dual bots, and I guess him and Thomas stopped, and everybody fudded dual bots that he was 70% of the revenue. They haven't slowed down at all, so I'm not sure where this is coming from. They get all those whales, and look, if you start seeing whale movement in these gambling plays, then that's where you need to follow the money. And so if you start seeing any of that, like that's how you knew dual bots was going to run up from like 80 sold to 200 now. So watch those.
Do you have wise wells, man? Have you been like keeping track of their indicators
No,
and anything? How is that?
I need to jump back on it, but I haven't used it for a while. I don't know. Wise Whales is really good. I just haven't been in Discord too much, and that's where they make most of the calls. And I just I'm such a Discord minimalist these days. I only jump in for voice chat every now and then. I just got so much fatigue back when I started in NFTs, like the first 6 to 9 months. I was just in Discord every single day, and I just got so many servers. I every time I log in, I make sure I leave 2 servers because I was in at one point door of like 150 servers. Like,
Oh yeah, dog, easy, man.
It's not good.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So I just I will get back into Wise Whales. They've been pretty good. The one thing I always worry about with those kind of calls, there was back in the Mega Bowl cycle, there was something called Solana Big Brother. There was Alpha Alerts, I think is another one that was, they ran up, they had really good calls. You can track smart money and everything like that. But then they fizzled out. Solana Big Brother is worth like nothing now. I think it's worth more to burn the NFT than itself. Now I trust Dave more than any of those teams. More so, he's the leader over at Wise Whales, and I'm sure he'll implement more cool tools and everything like that. But I don't know. I'm kind of at the point where you have Soul Sniper, you have Hello Moon. Like between those two, you already have enough of an edge that if whales ever do get wind that all these wise whales are following their calls or following the money and just aping into their stuff, they can manipulate that easy. I actually saw it the other day on Monkettes when they called that. I was like, dude, who is buying Monkettes? That's a throwback right there. I remember buying them for Bitmon whitelist or something like that.
Oh yeah, Bitmon.
Yeah, I know Bustos is coming out with another Vibe Nights or whatever is coming soon, but that was the only reason I could think of. So I was like, you know what? I'll at least watch it. Price ran up to like 7 Sol or something, crashed all the way back down to 3.3 real quick. So it's just one of those things where I get kind of worried that when you blindly ape into it, it's never going to end well. If you use it as part of your toolbox, I think it does have some validity to it. So yeah, I don't know. I just always, with those kind of plays, you just be careful with them. I think longevity of utility is something that a lot of people have to look at. So with that, comes like UGS and Elixir and all that good stuff. Those are more of the longevity plays.
Yeah, dude, I'm really looking at, so I'm going to segue back into UGS and Elixir, but So with Cyber Samurai, we just got a partnership with Divine Dogs. The creative director over at Divine Dogs writes weekly like DeFi and NFT articles or whatever, and we're going to be posting those in our Discord. And like usually I'm skeptical about doing partnerships with people. Like, man, like usually we don't wind up using the tool, not really providing value. But nah, man, this stuff is legit. So if you go over to Cyber Samurai, get in there and read this piece written on by him about loan strategies or whatnot. It breaks down like how to use this one tool that we just recently integrated to see the best value you can get on loans on Sharkify, how to utilize those loans to either arbitrage for profit or take or provide loans to like then hopefully people default on them to take profit on them. It was an excellent piece and I can't wait to see more from them. But that leads me back into like ovals. He talks about how ovals like arbitrage opportunities are about the difference of fractionalized NFT from ovals. So if you see the floor price being higher on Magic Eden and ovals haven't caught up yet, you can buy a whole bunch in the, of that fractionalized NFT in their liquidity pool. So it's some pretty degen stuff, but I really like enjoy it, especially now because I think NFTFi is still developing and it's one of those niches within the NFT market where if you can gain an edge, you can really capitalize on it, man. And regarding like UGS and what they're doing with their being able to mortgage NFTs, I think is going to be coming really handy during the bull run, like the next big bull run that we get going or whatnot. So I'm really waiting for UGS's price to pull back before I pick some of those up. I'm waiting for ovals to pull back a little bit before I pick those up. Honestly, what I'm waiting for is that deep depression that we get in the bear NFT bear market. Everybody's pissed. Nobody's happy. No price is pumping. That's when I want to go start sweeping floors. Until I get that taste, I'm chilling.
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing though, Dora. Is like I'm looking at, you know, it depends on what Solana price does, and right now Solana looks, I mean, really good. So unless we sweep back down for, you know, like a 10 range or something like that, which is definitely it's never off the cards.
Hopefully we don't, dog. Hopefully I'm wrong and we keep pumping. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, like how I'm playing this price action is, you know, when Solana appreciates, I'm trying to get out of NFT positions before it goes nuclear, right? Before it goes green, because what happens is NFT prices maintain their USD value. And we talked about this a few times on the show, but they maintain USD value, but they lose their SOL floor price, at least for a little bit. And, you know, it could be anywhere from 10 to 20% while SOL's pumping. So if you have SOL and if you were having SOL exposure, you could then buy those NFTs you're looking at a 10 to 20% discount, you know? And so that's kind of the psychology I see behind it. Unless we wick back down, I mean, eventually NFT prices will catch up. So I think you could play it in a staggered sense where, you know, buying now may not be the worst idea, not financial advice. I'm kind of just waiting to see how price action, because we haven't seen Solana NFTs in a bear market, like a recovering bear market, right? And right now we're seeing recovery on a pretty good time frame. I mean, over the past 2 weeks or so, we've seen a nice pump over a 2x in Solana price. So, you know, if it keeps going up like this, I want to see how NFTs react. And the best way to do so is by being sidelined with Solana liquidity. You know, it's not by being in positions in NFTs. I don't think a lot of positions are going to pay out well in terms of Solana price.
No, agreed, man. Agreed.
So, yeah, dude, I mean, this is interesting because this is not a market that we have ever had to see. You know, this is even different before the run up into 260 when we were in NFTs. One, the market's just way more mature. And then two, we haven't seen recovery like this. We are already, you know, parabolic run up to 260 before we broke that and started, you know, trending absolutely downward, nuking all the way to a 97% drawdown. But now we're seeing recovery. And if this is a lasting recovery, I want to see how NFTs react on a Solana price basis. So right now, I think the safest play, what I'm doing with most of my liquid, is staying on the sidelines. I don't think you need to take a position. Any positions I do take is mostly in the token market, mostly in the underlying asset market of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. I just think that's the safest play. And that's where I have my edge right now, is just watching price action. So
yeah, dude,
an edge, don't trade it.
Yeah, sometimes like people think like you always have to be active in plays, and sometimes like the best play is no play. So I'm just like, right there sitting on the sidelines with you. Other than, like I said, I'm still looking at UGS. Haven't decided to pull the trigger yet. Did pull the trigger on Claynosaurus. I'm comfortable with that pretty long term. I don't think that's going to do bad. I'm super happy about my entry, regardless of the price of Sol. And then Iron Paw Gang, man, that's right around the corner. More and more previews start to trickle out. I don't think I'm going to go in on my next voxel. What I'm going to do is take that amount and put it in ETH. So hopefully I can sweep up one right after mint and like risk it on that, because I already got two whitelists. So I'm like, all right, I'm already good. I don't need to like speculate anymore on immediate pump. So let me just have some liquidity on the side just in case it does pump or they go below 1 ETH and I can scoop a couple up there. So yeah, that's my strategy right now. Other than that, your boy's chilling.
Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you. Claynos are a significant part of what position I'm still in. I'm actually, like mostly I'm exposed to remnants, of course. We need to talk about that in a second. Cyber Samurai, Claynos, and Ovals right now. And I think I'm pretty comfortable with all of those positions. Everything else, I kind of want to just get out of. I do have one UGS. I'll hold on to that for a while. I have one Wise Whale. I'll hold on to that for a while. Everything else, pretty much a fire sale. Whenever we do I'm hoping we kind of just trend sideways for like a week before and really that would be healthy price action anyways on Solana, is trend sideways for a week before we launch back up towards our old range lows, which were like mid 20s, right? That's healthy. I would then be able to get out of NFT plays that I don't want to be in, because they'll catch up in Solana price, and then I can be done. I'll have a ton of liquid on hand, and I'll move from there. So yes, that is how I'm playing it. That is what I'm hopeful for. But yeah, I wouldn't be taking any fresh positions, if I were anyone else.
So Bison, like usually we've been speculating for a bit that like sometimes we'll mention something on RareFUD and like the audience will go ahead and sweep it, man. Honestly, I think the audience is kind of counter trading us on Bonk Z, dog. This thing was sitting at 12 when we started the stream, and once we started talking about it, things at 13.75. So we might be causing the pump in Bonk Z with our constant fun about it.
That's
congrats.
fine. I just to me, I don't sleep. I would rather be in some of these gambling plays personally. Like for me, the allure, the like they had to crank this thing out in less than 2 weeks. I mean, they probably decided on it a week ago. And then they're like, we're going to crank it out. We're going to wait a week for reveal. And also they're still announcing like collaborators. To me, the price doesn't support what I think you're getting out of it. So like, I'm fine. If you guys want to counter trade me, like I was wrong on the way up, I'll probably be wrong again. I just don't see the value there. I don't see this, having significant moves to the upside, especially while Solana's pumping. And I think people are going to get hurt on the reveal. So that's just my 2 cents. Of course, not financial advice. Do your own thing. You guys are degens, we're degens, and that's how it rolls. So let's talk about alpha real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Dor, I mean, we kind of already talked about alpha is pretty much sidelining ourselves. Like I really am not looking to buy anything. I am looking for pullbacks on some stuff. I've been looking at famous foxes. They are at 70. They were hitting an all-time high of close to 100. So this is a nice pullback. I'm interested. But again, that's really rich for my taste. You guys know I don't like buying anything like over 20 Sol. It's just not my style. The Claynos were like the most expensive thing I bought besides my SMB, of course. But we already talked about my strategy behind that. Ovals too at like 30 were the most expensive things I bought. And that's pushing it for me. I like buying those 10 Sol or less plays because I know most likely they could run up 2x plus, and then I could take out my risk, for the good ones. Other than that, I just don't like a whole lot. Dor, do you have anything that you want to get into as far as alpha goes?
Yeah, no, not too much. I'm going to hit up on GP's point about critters. I was looking at critters, and it's hard for me to find a bull case for them right now. A lot of their new art for, I think their third thing that they're doing for critters, like it's kind of similar to like the Soul Sunsets or whatnot, but it's specifically for critters. That's not coming out till later this year. So I was looking for like more pretty soon bullish catalysts. I couldn't really identify any. Maybe I got to do a bit more research. Overall, I love the art still. I think there's some viability to be had in critters. I just don't know if sweeping the critters and going in heavy in them now is the best play, especially with uncertainty on the NFT side of the market. So not fading the project, just think I need to do a bit more research, and maybe it just needs to be a play that I take in like 2 to 3 months from now. Other than that, I'm looking, dude, I know it's crazy, but I'm looking at potentially picking up another SMB. If we see a pullback to that 200, I just want to have more exposure to the upside of SMB. Because like if SMB is around and it does become the top project, I don't want to sell my only one. So I want to have some exposure to be able to sell. So if we see SMB go around that 225, 200 level, I'm going to be buying one off the floor. So I already got my sights on that. I'm already deep into Klanos, not doing anything more on that. Cyber Samurai, I know I continue to say this, but we have a lot of things coming up in the new year. Constant, I had a long meeting with Shake for some pretty cool IRL stuff that we're going to be doing. But yeah, so I'm always going to advocate for that. Arden Paul Games right around the corner. So if you have any, maybe you shouldn't pick up a supply chain voxel or 4x4. Maybe the play is just to have about an ETH. So as soon as that thing mints, it's like you can start sweep up one of the listings for below that. I think that might be a good play. But yeah, man, that's everything I'm looking at right now.
Yeah. SMB is an interesting call. I don't want more than one personally. I mean, I don't see the benefit of it. I guess if you want to sell it, that's fine. But that's a hefty price tag. And I mean, I can find a lot of other plays that I think are going to go 2x faster than SMB. So that's
I agree, man. It's just like, for me, it's just like, I like to park my, I know this sounds dumb, but it's like, I look at it when I pick up an SMB or DAA, I look at it, do I gain more by holding this than I would by staking my soul with a validator? So if I gain more than 6% a year in terms of alpha, whitelist, airdrops, then that money's paying for itself. Not only that, it's like things like DAA and SMB, I think will be one of the few NFTs that are around. So it provides longevity to the upside of Solana. So if Solana is like $200 in the future, I don't need DAA's price to increase to 150 SOL. I don't need SMB to pump to 600 SOL. I just need it to stay where it is now, and your boy's going to be eating.
Okay. I'll let you.
I know we disagree, and that's fine.
I'll let you do your thing. I'm not gonna deter you. I love SMB.
You're not gonna knock my hustle, man? Come on,
No.
please look, critique my hustle, dude.
No, I'm good. I will pass. I do. I mean, I bought an SMB. Everybody knows why I did. I do like GP's Critters Call. They are coming out with more stuff between now and that second sunset. There was talks of them doing trading cards, like a trading card game. So I'm all right with Critters. I actually look, they are the best pixel art, and even as a recent SMB holder, I still believe Critters has the best generative pixel art on Solana. It's not even close. Pixels, I think, are a fun staking mechanic. It's kind of like Cyber Samurai, except they're tradable. And you don't have to. It's not. You don't have to stake your stuff. It just has to be in your wallet. So, like, I was able to pick up 13 pixels the other day. You can use them to bid on auctions from a lot of really cool artists, like Xeno. Had an auction on Christmas Day that was sick. I mean, Xeno's been popping off too. So if you want like one-on-one exposure or one-on-one alpha, I actually love their Discord. They've been really good as far as the alpha goes over there. So yeah, I don't mind the Critters Cult. I do have one, but it's just because I like Critters Cult.
Oh yeah, I have one because I needed access to their Discord to do research. So I'm like, let me pick up one.
Yeah. It for me, they're fun, and I do like RGB a lot. So I don't mind the pixel, but I'm not buying anything. I'd rather trade against one of the things I've been trading against a ton lately is Solana and Ethereum. Using that pair because I want more Ethereum so I can go into Iron Paw. That's really my big alpha for you guys is I've been staring at those three, the Solana USD, Ethereum USD, and then Solana ETH charts pretty much constantly. And then Bitcoin, of course, I always look at Bitcoin, but and trading against them. And just I'm trying to get as much Ethereum as possible. It's very liquid over there. And I can keep making like 2% plus gains to increase my ETH bags. And I'm already up, about 1.2 ETH or something trading against that. So I'm happy with it. Nonetheless, I do have to get into my last point. The whole reason the thumbnail is part of our Git book, but Remnants released our Git book. If you guys have not seen this, I promise you, this is just, it's so good. And I know I'm on the team. I'm a little biased. I get it, but these guys they're still in Discord. They are always in Discord. If I need somebody to talk to, these guys are in the team Discord on voice chat, talking about it literally 16 hours a day. I kid you not. These guys have been working, hustling, making sure that they have the next year plus mapped out. And this Git book is so good. There's a few things. It's basically, if you want to like a brief TLDR on it, it is STEPN meets RuneScape in the sense of recruitment will act a lot like referral codes from STEPN. You can actually gain some valuables that way too from recruiting people, just like activation codes for STEPN. There will be like Gen 0 are the most valuable. You can actually recruit, Infinity versus Gen 1s and onwards. The higher generation, the less you can recruit. So, those first generations are going to be the most valuable. Make sure that you are keeping aware of that. I think that recruitment thing is fun. They're going to have raids. They're going to have extractions. You'll be able to get equipment. This will be an idle MMO RPG. If you are like me, I do not have time to sit down and raid on World of Warcraft anymore. I love it. I love it so.
It's a blast.
It is so good. I don't have time anymore. I don't have time. So something like Remnants, and they've identified that. They know that, what's our target audience? Well, it's mainly the 20s to 30s, right? Who grew up playing RuneScape or World of Warcraft. Okay, well, do they have time to play it? No. And even if they did, they're going to play that game versus our game if it was an active MMORPG. Why don't we make an idle one? And so you will be able to get in there. You'll be able to have fun. It won't take a bunch of your time, and you'll still be able to get that sweet dopamine of, you'll have skills that you can level it up. Curve, I know you said you got to find the Git book. I will post it in the comments, but there will be raids. There's skills, fishing, cooking, mining, foraging, wood cutting, fletching, hunting, tanning, farming, and medicine. So you will be able to level up all those things. There's a sweet recruitment ladder that you guys can check out as well. And then the best thing about is the player-owned POIs. I've been kind of hinting at this. It is now released to some extent. We haven't fully fleshed it out to the public yet, but you will be able to exchange your camp NFTs for ownership of different POIs within the map, which means that if you go fishing at somebody's pond, you have to pay a fee. And then the owners of that pond actually get part of that fee. They split it up, right? There will be staking. You can make upgrades to the land and the POIs and everything like that. It's a very
cool so much fun.
I'm telling you right now,
I'm going to pick up. I'm picking up. How many camps should I pick up? Like 2 or 3? Is that good? Like, I don't know.
I have 20. So
okay, I can't pick up that. I could pick up that much. I don't think I'm willing to pick up 20, but
no, I mean, like I would pick up a camp.
Okay, but I'm gonna pick 2 camps right now before you guys front run me, because you always do that.
Two seems healthy to me. I would at least have 2, because then you can either exchange them for your own base, it sounds like, or player owned point of interest. So more like you're making money off of them as well. You can also make money off your own base, but you have to fully upgrade it first. So that'll probably be a longer break even point. So if you are, looking to earn more, do it on that front. But this is huge. We don't have really anything else like this on Solana right now. We're already one of the most sticky games on Solana. We've been playing for over a year now, and I guarantee you the way we are going to scale this game, it's just going to reach the masses. And you can now sign in on your web browser with Gmail. You don't even have to have your Solana wallet. You don't have to open it with Phantom. Right now it links to your wallet, but eventually that'll be like, Web 2 people can just jump on and they won't even know that they're using Solana or any other chain we're expanding to in the future, because we are going to be expanding to other chains as well, because we believe assets shouldn't be owned on just one chain. You can change them out however you like to. So that's my spiel. Go look at the Git book. I will go ahead and link it into the description below. Let me go ahead and grab that link and take the time to look at it. I think it's really cool, guys. I promise you. Yeah, right. I'm done with my spiel.
I just brought 2 camps and a remnant. So because like that sounds extremely fun, and like I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, I encourage you, Dor. Go look at the Git book if you have like 10 minutes. It took me about 10 to 15 minutes to get through it. But it was fun. I enjoyed reading it. So yeah, it is a ton of fun. If you guys are worried about the camp to idle is going to be our new token in the new game once we reimagine this. We're calling it Remnants Reimagined. It is going to be a dollar conversion amount. So whatever dollar price we peg idle to versus camp at the time, it'll be a 1-to-1 conversion. That is subject to change too, but that is what we're landing on right now. It is making sure that the people who are currently playing with the camp token have a good conversion rate of it. But yes, Remnants, promise everybody is sleeping on it. These Gen Zeros are going to be worth quite a bit. Go ahead and get Luton too, because it's really fun. I really enjoy the new UI UX.
There's nothing more than I love than a good old NFT Ponzi. And when we're talking about Gen Zeros, are we going to have like some type of remnant on remnant action to pop out Gen 1s and Gen 2s?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there will be, I don't want to call it a Ponzi, but you know,
it's not a Ponzi. I've used that jokingly. That's definitely not a Ponzi.
I mean, like, kind of, sort of, not really. Like everything in life is a Ponzi, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But you know, it is. So I do think the ones that get in now are going to have the most reward in the long run, because you'll be able to recruit at a higher level than everybody else. So you know, you'll get the benefits of recruiting other people and get the benefits of, you know, empowering your class. We're trying to make it not pay to win, because who wants to play those games? You know, if I did, I'd just go into the App Store and download one of the millions. But yeah, dude, I'm so excited for Remnants.
That sounds super fun, man. And like, I know you've been talking about this for months and months, but it's just like it's not that I faded you by any means or whatever. It's just like a lot's going on, but it's like, hey, man, better late than never, and I can't wait to join the party.
Yeah, dude, it is. And honestly, if you start now, I don't think you're gonna have like too terrible of a time catching up to everybody else, because we're gonna try to level it as much as possible while still keeping people who have been playing for forever as happy as possible. And I think we're gonna do a pretty good job of it. So, yep.
Oh, I got full confidence in you, dog.
Yep. If you guys want to, you know, I'm gonna go ahead. We'll just go ahead and claim all my stuff on my remnant thing. But yeah, highly recommend it. Let's see what I get. Do I get anything fun? That would be so great if I got infected literally on camera.
I know, right? It's some good old RareFUD luck.
Yeah, it's just fun. You can get all your loot right now, be stacked up, and yeah, just keep posting on it. But I think that about does it for us, Dor. Do we have anything else we want to share right now?
No, dog. It's surprisingly, we always like, oh, we don't have anything to talk about, and then we go for over an hour. So, nah, dog.
Okay, good. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, a safe weekend. What's up, Benny? Yo. Thank you guys so much for catching the show. I do appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for your time and support. Make sure you are subscribed to us on YouTube, and make sure you are catching us over on your podcast platforms, which is Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We are over on Twitter as well, at RareFUD Radio, at Dorian_W. That is a 3 because your boy has culture, and at bisontrades, as well as at JoeSold212. Unfortunately, nuclear power plant blew up or something. I don't know. I didn't catch all of it, but that would be so cool if that's the story. Anyways, Joe always has problems. So yeah, Joe will be with us next show, I promise. Hopefully. And we will see you guys next time, Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for your constant support. We'll see you on the next episode of RareFUD Radio.